Hello YouTube, my name is HoseaGames and welcome to this brand new video from my tutorial series in which I am making a Minecraft rig, or at least showing you how to make a Minecraft rig yourselves. So I got a request to make the head, and that is what I'm gonna do first. And after this episode, or actually this episode is gonna be in two parts. And in the episode after that, I am going to make the arms. So I will show you some little tips and tricks for making a wrist or something like that, so you don't have the arm bent only. So I haven't made a YouTube video, or I haven't recorded and touched Autodesk Maya in quite some time, so I might be searching a little bit, but that's my problem. Anyways, as you may notice, in the bottom left over here, you will see what buttons I'm clicking, because you guys might not have known what type of buttons I was clicking beforehand in the previous episodes. So that's what I wanted to fix and add to this release, or this video at least, or this series, and I'm gonna use it in other videos as well. So yeah, in this part we're gonna make the head, and we have a couple of steps for the first episode, and that is setting up the dimensions. So let's first go to the hypershade over here and import a new Lambert, and maybe let's do it like this and import a file over here. And let's rename this file to skin texture, and let's rename the Lambert to skin material, or you can also use matte. And then what we're gonna do is make sure to select the Lambert, go to textures, middle mouse drag this and drag it onto color and onto transparency. So now we have the skin file texture, and now we have to import the texture itself. Make sure the filter type is turned to off again, and go to image name. I think I have my directory copied, yes, and then I have my skin over here. Okay, import it, and let's start with the video. So first of all, maybe you know it if you've made skins or have edited skins. But let's open the hypershade just for this. Let's change this to a plane and zoom in a little bit if it's possible. No, it isn't. Anyways, you might be able to see this over here, and the head is 8 pixels wide, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 8 pixels high and deep. So now we know the measurement. Let's start creating our basic polygon cube. And make sure the dimensions are all turned up to 8. As for the subdivisions width, height, and depth, they also have to be at 8. And then we have this. So what we do now, or you might know that, is right mouse button. Go down and assign the skin material. And now press 6 on your keyboard, and that should show up the skin on the rig. So once you've done this, we are going to, we have checked step 1. Now we're gonna go over to texturing. You might already know this from the previous episodes if you have followed along the series, but in the previous episodes we pressed automatic projection. Then we went to the UV editor, and what we did afterwards is we actually made sure that everything is sharp there. A grid is not really needed. It actually makes it harder to work with, and I always turn on this so I can see my faces easier. So let's go into edit mode over here and bring this to the side. Or what we can also do is we could also just drag this down, go to panels, and panel, and then the UV editor. So once you're in here, we are going to make sure everything is reskilled. So let's reskill all of this first of all to this, and then make sure snapping is enabled. And if you have snapping enabled over here, it will mess up the stuff, so make sure it's disabled over here and enabled over here. That will make sure you are pixel snapping. And then press W on your keyboard and drag them to the right position. This is the front, this is the top, and then this is the back. So now it doesn't look really good, I guess. So what we're gonna do now is we're gonna hold our right mouse button, click UV, and then we're gonna select the lines and make sure they align all the way, or I actually have an easier way to do this. That's by selecting all of these things, and then let's see, yes, it works. And then make sure they are placed on the right location all at once. This saves up a lot of time, so I would prefer doing this instead of going by each individual part of the head and or each individual line and then or face. Just make sure to do it like this and you're all right. So I'm gonna speed this process up a little bit, and we also have to do exactly the same thing for going up and down. And so I'll be right back. Okay, and once you have done that, it will look like this. So now there are a couple of mistakes in this head. As you may notice, these points have to align and they do not. Same goes for the back, it's actually upside down and flipped horizontally. So we're gonna go back into this the UV editor while selecting the head. Go into face mode and select the back of the head, and then make sure to flip it vertically and horizontally. And now for the bottom of the head, we might have to rotate this a couple of times. Yes, this one we have to rotate about, let's see, and then flip it. No, yes, here we go. We have to flip it in the V direction or vertically, and we have to rotate it, and then it'll get into the right spot. Okay, so now everything is aligned. Everything looks okay so far. So now we have to make sure that we can extrude stuff without the rig making a mess out of itself. So select all of the faces or all of these, all of the UVs. Go into polygon and click split UVs. What this will do is it will split each individual UV. And what we can do now is go into face mode and actually go to the scale tool over here. Double click it, scale or discrete scaling or scale, and make sure this is 0.5. So now you've done that, what you might notice is that everything is actually getting small just the right way, or everything is being resized by 50%. So we're gonna do that in horizontal way and in a vertical way. So let's first of all do it like so. Select all of these. And this is the quickest way I've managed to get it, because previously I used to resize each individual face and then place them, but that took away too much of my time. So now I've managed to do it in less time, and this is a trick I'm teaching you guys. So, oh, voice crack. And once we've done it like this, we will have to do it the other way around, and then make sure there are small cubes in each individual pixel. So I will be back when this is done. Now that we have done this, it will look like this in the UV editor, and this is what it's supposed to look like. So now hold your right mouse button and go to object mode and press the spacebar in the window you want to go to. So right now we can extrude everything as we want it to, without the textures doing weird stuff and etc. And also what you can do now is, because I've done this, or if you have done this, you will be able to extrude parts without the textures messing up. So once you have done this, let's go over to the checklist and check texturing. Now we're gonna go over to extruding. So we are going to extrude the parts right now. So the face, we're first gonna extrude the mouth. Everyone likes the mouth best, so yeah. Then press the extrude button over here and make sure the offset goes to about -0.3. Oh, sorry, wrong one. Thickness -0.3. And here you can choose if you want the mouth to go to the inside of the head as well, or if you just want it to stay like this. Or if you want to delete it, you can make a separate mouth. But for this tutorial, I am going to extrude it a couple of times and don't make subdivisions, but do the offset a little bit into the inside of the head, like so, and then extrude it again and make sure the thickness is about 3. Or maybe if you want less, you can go for about 2. And what we can do now is go to extrude phase 2 and we can change some settings, like the offset. So now it will change the offset of the whole mouth. And then we can make a scale of the Y and stuff, like so. And this will make it look a little bit more natural. So now let's extrude the eyes. Select the place where you want the eyes to be, or both of the eyes, and then click the extrude button and do -0.2. Or it's up to you what you want the eye depth to be, but I prefer to do about 0.225 or 0.225. Then extrude it like so, and it looks like, give me a second to check something. Okay, let's see. Something's not right. I've had problems before with my Maya and extruding and texturing and stuff. It's very annoying, but I don't think I can do a lot about it. Maybe if I use this one, no. Let's see. It's only this eye, by the way, but it's still annoying. Okay, so once you've done that, we can change this to -2.25. And in this case, you want to select these parts, these ones. Okay, let's see. Oh. Reselect them again. And see where they are over here. Okay, so in this case, we actually just have to click. We first have to select the parts that aren't textured correctly, and then we click the automatic mapping, and then we'll get this. So now it's gonna look a little bit different, but don't really look at it too much because it isn't gonna be really big of a problem. Let's turn off the discrete scale and make this smaller, like so, so it's more cubical. Then move it over here. So now what we have to do, because this might look very weird, is go to image, click the square box right next to Pixel Snap and click Snap Center. Click Apply and put this aside for now. So what we're going to do now is we are going to look what belongs where. So then we're first going to select, or let's first of all make sure all these textures are separated from each other. And then we are going to select the parts themselves and bring them to the correct location. So in this case we want them to be right below the eye so it doesn't mess up everything. This one goes over here. This one goes over here. This one here. This one goes over here. This one will probably be here, and so on, up here and over here. And this should fix the problem you had. Actually, I made one mistake. This one has to go up one, and this has to go up one as well. So now it should look correctly. Go to object mode, you can close this, make sure to bring this back to snap corner, apply, close it, and it will look like this. But this is not what you want to, because you want to have a separate back color for the eye. So let's first of all save this before the software crashes as usual. And let's go to this folder again and head. And make sure it's a Maya ASCII file, because I've looked up a little bit and it's more compatible with older Maya versions. Continue. Okay, so once you've done this, let's check this. Let's actually adjust something. Or no, we're just gonna do it by this order. Okay, let's first of all make the pupils. So right now, click this cube, make a new cube, make sure snapping is enabled, bring it to the right location, and adjust the dimensions. So the height will be about, or actually the depth is most important in this case, 0.175. This is about thick enough. Then what you can do is this turn the snap to grid off and snap to points, enable that, and then you can snap it to the eye itself. And maybe we can make it a little bit thicker, so about 1.25, like so, and then go back to snap to grid. And let's see, let's duplicate it, place one over here, duplicate it again and delete the old one so we have no stored data over here. And now let's also by the way, if you're having this problem that you can see through the face a little bit, go up to panels, go to renderers, go to viewport 2.0, click the square box on the right of it and go to transparency algorithm. And make sure it is on depth peeling. Select, close, and now it will look like this. It's a bit more laggy, you need a more powerful PC for this, but it will give you a better result. So once we've done this, we are going to make the teeth. So let's bring this over here for a second. Also, what I noticed with the mouth is that the mouth also isn't correct. So we actually also want to do the UV mapping for the mouth differently. Oh, okay, let's see. Cubicle mapping. Select this. Select all of this. Move tool, rescale. Make it more cubical, make it even smaller, and move it over here. Make sure everything is make sure these are also split from each other so that we can move it without making any problems. Actually, I noticed that I forgot one UV. So, if you want to give me a small moment to fix this. Okay, let's go to face mode and select this one as well. Back to this mapping mode and resize it again, or rescale it, whatever you want to say. Move them up. Okay, so for this we want to disable the snapping mode over here and make sure we go to image again, pixel snap, and go to center snap or snap center. Make sure all these UVs are split from each other. Split UVs, and now we have to place them in the right position. So this one is gonna go down here, and I think this is gonna be the strip like this. This is gonna go over here. Oh, yes, here. This one over here. And this one is gonna go up here. Like so. This looks a lot better right now, so go back to object mode and let's work on the teeth again. So right now we have the dimensions. We're gonna make depth about, let's say, 0.30, I guess. A bit thicker, about 0.45. Yeah, something like this. And make the width about, let's say, about 5 or something, or maybe 6, like so. And then move it into position, or actually let's make the height 0.25. And once we've done this, we are gonna go into snapping mode again and make sure it's placed inside of the mouth over here. Bring it down a little bit, if it will work. It looks like the next one is down a little bit, down too much. Okay, let's use the snap to point to actually snap it to the bottom over here, like so. And then we can use the translate Z to actually translate it a little bit, about 3.5, something like. No, this is a little bit too far. 3.4, something like this maybe. And let's duplicate it and snap it to the top, like so. If you want to snap it and it doesn't get into the right position, just try to go to one of the corners you want to snap it to in terms of height, and then it'll automatically snap it to the right position or location. So once we've done this, it's actually time to start working on the colors for the rig, or yeah, the colors for the pupils, the back of the eyes, the inside of the mouth, and the teeth. So go up, let's save it first again, Control S, click or press Hypershade, and let's make about 1, 2, 3 more materials, 2, 3, 3. Okay, here we go. This is gonna be the mouth inside color. This is gonna be the pupil color, and this is gonna be the teeth color. And then we're gonna make an extra for the back of the eyes, and let's call it eye back color. Okay, so now let's give it colors. Eye back color is gonna be white, of course. Same goes for the teeth. This is actually fully white. Yes, it is. The pupil, let's go for a this color. Okay, And for the mouth inside, this is a hard color to get correct. So you might have to try and get a real color from the internet or something. But just for the sake of this tutorial, I'm gonna go with a reddish color, purple reddish color. Okay, so now we're gonna color the parts. So select the parts. First of all, select the pupils. Hold the right mouse button on the pupil material and assign to selection. Now we're gonna go to, for the head, go to face mode and select the back of the pupils or the back of the eyes and assign the eye color. Once you've done that, let's go and select the inside of the mouth, like so, and over here. And also let's select the inside of it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Okay, so let's assign the mouth material to it. Here we have it, the material of the mouth. And now let's assign the teeth color. So select both of the teeth and assign material. Okay, so let's see, what are the next steps? We have made the pupils. Okay, the eyebrows, we forgot one thing. Okay, let's create another cube. And actually, we probably haven't deleted the data over here. Okay, duplicate the teeth and delete the old ones. And, oh wow, I'm messing up my keyboard. Call the teeth bottom, of course. Teeth top. And this is the left pupil, the right pupil, and the head. Okay, so we might also want to duplicate the head and delete the old one, like so. Now we have no user data over here, and rename this to head. Okay, so let's check again the eyebrows. I've made the inside of the mouth, I've made the teeth, and all that's left for this part are the eyebrows. So create a cube again. Make sure you are in snap to grid mode and make depth about 1 or 0.4 maybe, and the width about 2, and maybe the height about 0.9, like so. Now let's just keep it at 1 for now, and let's place it in the right location. So over here, and duplicate it and place one over here. Let's duplicate it again and delete the original. Call this right eyebrow, and call this the left eyebrow. And now we have to import the colors for the eyebrows. So go to the hypershade again, make a new Lambert, and change the color to brown. Let's see, it's a little bit easier like so. Like so, I guess. And then make sure to rename it to eyebrow color. I think, yes, I've spelled it correctly. So select both of the eyebrows and add the eyebrow color. So now we have this, and let's see, we have made the eyebrows and we have changed the colors of everything. This is a bit more purplish than I thought, so let's change the color a little bit. Or maybe I have a better idea. Select the eyebrow color, select this, and select color from screen. So let's give it a color like this, or maybe this is a bit too dark. Yeah, something like this. This looks better or more appealing. So now we have this, and make sure to save it. Continue and go to the outliner for a second just to make everything a bit more. What is this? Oh, I have a random cube. Delete it. Select all of the objects and press Ctrl G on your keyboard and call this head objects. So now we have all of the objects in one place. Okay, so in the next episode what we're going to do is I'm gonna teach you how to use point constraints. I'm going to show you how to set up the controllers and make the controllers work. And I'm not gonna fully do this, or actually I'm not gonna make all the controllers on cam. I'm just gonna show you everything you need to know about making the controllers work, and then I'm gonna test this facial rig on the end of the video. So I hope to see you guys back in the next video, so bye.